to do to make sure that they empower. To make sure that the children of Israel, blacks, Latinos, Native Americans will continue to stay at the bottom. That's what we don't understand. But read on.
Verse 71. That we should be saved.
That we should be saved. God is not saving the whole damn world. We should be saved. Go ahead.
From our enemies.
From our enemies. And I ain't talking about no gangbanging up here. I don't care what hood you from. Your brothers and your sisters is not your enemies. Your enemies is the people that brought you here. Chained up, shackled up like dogs. That is your enemy.
Bring it out.
The Asian people that come up and set Ace Cash Expresses and put interest rates above the roof on you. That is your enemy. The same people that come to your hoods, deliver crack cocaine, sell you cigarettes, those are your enemies. Our oppressors, not your brothers and sisters. Go ahead.
And from the hand of all the haters.
Because all these other nations hate us. Our people been asking for 60 plus years, why do white people hate us so much? It's because you special, but you refuse to see it. You are special and you refuse to see it. How is it that you're going to call yourself a king and a queen and you living like bums? How, so-called black man? Your lifestyle that you live is full of iniquity and wickedness. How are you a king? I'm telling you, there's a better way. You need to open up your heart. Give yourself to understand the doctrine of the scriptures. Philippians chapter 2, verse 2. Because it's coming a point in time. I see it happening. Our people are ready and they're willing to unite. I see it. Blacks and Mexicans, y'all finally want to come together. Y'all understand, and you know what? We have a common enemy. But again, how can we come together, organize, prepare, when we all are not on the same mission? You need to understand this. Go ahead.
The book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 2. Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded.
That's the thing. We have to fulfill the joy of the Most High in Christ and become like-minded. We got to let the foolishness go. And we got to focus on what's real. I can go into this Bible. I can show you prophecy after prophecy of what's going to happen. But that does your soul no good if you never take the time to humble yourself. Because that's the thing. And it angers me. Because my people literally have nothing to say that that's their own. And we're so prideful as if we own the world. We walk up and down these streets with our chest out, saying you can't teach me nothing. When the reality is you need to be taught again. You've been misinformed, miseducated. My brother right here at the bus stop with the red shirt, how you doing? What's your nationality? That's an honest answer and I can respect that. Most of our people would say they're black when our skin is brown. They'll say they African American. How are you going to be two different places as one person? This is why we come out here to show brothers like you and all the other brothers and sisters that's listening who we are. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. I'm going to show you who we are according to the Bible. I'm going to show you exactly who we are. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
All these words Moses was speaking to the children of Israel. You know what I want next. Go to chapter 6. 7 and 6. All these words in the book of Deuteronomy was speaking to the children of Israel, right? Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
God said the children of Israel is a holy people unto the Lord our God. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
God chose us. Go ahead.
To be a special people unto himself. Above all people.
The same as all people?
Above all people.
Equal to all people.
Above all people.
God said, I made you, so-called black man, so-called Latino man, to be above every single person. What?
that are upon the face of the earth.
Upon the face of the earth. I want you to truly feel good about yourself when you look at these other weak nations, like white people who we so scared to fight back against, like Asians, like Chinese, Arabs. I want us to feel good about knowing who we are. We were made above them. Let's get into who we are. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. There's a couple of things God put in this Bible to let us know who we are in these times that we're living in today. Because we lost our records. You got to understand that. All these other nations that got lands that call their own, they got documents and documents stored in big libraries. Can prove exactly who they are. Can go back millenniums in their generations and understand their history. Black people, we can't do that. Mexicans, we can't do that. Guatemalans, we can't do that. So how do we find our record? You have to understand what was left for us, this here Bible. Give me that where it says, verse 15. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Now, and you can slow down when you read, because we are here to teach our people. I want to preface this. When you go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 1 through 14 is all of the blessings that God was going to give our people. God said, I'm going to bless you with the rulership of the whole world if you keep my commandments. Now what you'll read from verses 15 all the way through 68 is the curses our people would receive if we disobeyed our Heavenly Father. Now a curse is not some, ooh, hocus pocus. That's not a curse. If you look up the definition of a curse, it's just any foul state that you live in, any wrong or harmful doings that's happening to an individual. That's a cursing. So now let's read the curses that would happen to our people if we didn't keep the commandments. And I want you to see if this resonates with you or your community. Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Let's read through these curses. It said these curses would not only come upon us, but they would overtake us. That means we would be undoubtedly cursed in this earth. You can wake up, look, and say, damn, those people are cursed. Read.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
It said, cursed shall we be in the city. Here's the thing, how many cities do we own? That's a cursing in itself. Fast forward, we're in captivity. Look how we living in the cities. Does this look like a cursed condition to you? Prostitution, crackheads, gang banging. Doesn't that sound like a cursed condition? Oh yeah, keep going, it gets better. Read.
Cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Cursed shalt thou be in the field. Yeah, we was getting whooped in them fields. We still getting whooped in them fields. You got brothers overseas in different countries still in them fields working hard, getting paid little to nothing. Go ahead.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Cursed should be the basket in our store. Why is it that I got to travel so many miles west to get to a Whole Foods? So many miles west to get to a Fresh and Easy. Why is it the foods in my community cause cancer? Read on.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body.
It said cursed should be the fruit of our body, our children. Our children are growing up in cursed conditions. Every generation I hear people saying, it's getting worse and worse. Every generation's getting worse. This is what I hear amongst my people. We all acknowledge it, but we don't take it to heart. As our brother Paul said, we have a zeal to serve God, but it's not according to knowledge. Drop down to another good curse for me.
Verse 37. And thou shalt be an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
Now check this out. The Bible said our people would be an astonishment in this earth. Every time you turn on the news, there's always something going on in the hood. Every time you turn on your TV, you see something going on with blacks and Latinos. What we did now. It said we would be an astonishment in this earth. These other nations look at us in amazement. It says what else?
A proverb.
It said we will be a proverb. Y'all know what a proverb is? I'm going to show you a famous proverb. How you doing, my sister? Here goes a real famous proverb against black people. If you want to hide something from a nigga, you put it in a book. That is a proverb. Niggas is always late. These are proverbs that are placed against our people. It says what else?
And a byword.
It says, and a byword. Meaning you'll be getting called out your name. Why is it that so-called blacks and Latinos, our nationality seems to change every other year? We didn't went from Negroes to boys, to spooks, to colored, African, now we're African American. Why is it that us, why is it that we always are getting the names that's changing? That's because we will be a byword. Go ahead.
Among all the nations whither the Lord shall lead.
Anybody who reads their Bibles, you will know that the children of Israel only went into the land of Egypt one time as a whole nation. Y'all know about Moses. Y'all know about Pharaoh, how Moses parted the Dead Sea. So it said God was going to send us into Egypt again. But what was Egypt known for, my brother? The children of Israel being slaves. So fast forward. God said he would bring our people into slavery again. How was we going to get to our slavery? Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships. Boats. Historically speaking, what nation is known from going from one place to another place by way of ships as slaves? So-called blacks, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans. I'm not making this up. The Bible is letting us know who we are. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Because we wouldn't see our homeland no more again. America's not our home. Mexico is not our home. Jerusalem, the land of Israel. We should see it no more again until our people was promised, was saved from oppression as it was prophesied. Christ coming back to save us. But what would happen when our people got here to America by way of ship? Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
God said once we pulled up to the coast of America, we were going to be sold as slaves to our enemies. I ask the question again. Why is it that we suffer from gang violence when our brothers is not our enemies? What's going on? You got a question, my brother? Yes, sir.
From Egypt. There's only that water advance from Egypt to Lake Victoria. You're not going to ships to Lake Victoria.
Yeah, you don't need ships. From where Israel is to where Egypt is, you don't need a boat to get there. You can walk there. So here's the thing. Go to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. Because what you'll find out about the Bible is very poetic. It's very, oh, I'm sorry. You'll find out that the Bible is very poetic and it's very figurative. It says a lot of things figuratively. It's a lot of similes, a lot of metaphors. You'll find all that out. But the Most High has given his understanding to those that keep the commandments to decipher it. So there's definitions of certain words in the Bible, but we wouldn't look to think at it that way. So Egypt, it tells us what the word Egypt literally means. Exodus 20 and 2.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
You see that? So in the Bible, Egypt is called the house of bondage, also known as the house of slavery. So when God said, I'm going to send you into Egypt again, he's saying, I'm going to send you into a house of bondage again, but this time it's going to be with ships.